Hey everyone, it's Mr. Saturday again. I hope you all had a great 4th of July. Or if you do not celebrate 4th of July, I hope that, your last Wednesday was good and stuff. And if you don't celebrate Wednesday, well then fuck you, because Wednesday is one of the best days of the week. I mean, I love it because you can always tell, like, hey, you're halfway there. Not like Tuesday. Tuesday is kind of annoying, and Monday too, because I mean it's just the start, and you're all upset because it's like, oh, I have so much more to go for this week. But then on Wednesday things start turning around. Then you start seeing the glass is half full, and there's only a few days left, and then you're home free. Um, oh yeah, shit. Commentary, yeah. This is Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013. I'm using Dream Puppets, the mono blue mill deck. Anyone who's been playing this game should be well familiar with this by now, because if you are not using it yourself, you've probably been frustrated by it from other people using it. So I'm going to show you how this thing rolls. And, oh yeah, I'm going up against the life gain deck. So, yeah, it's the perfect storm because the life gain deck can't really do too much in the way of offense unless they get some really nice life gain going with Johnny's Pride Mates and stuff. But the blue deck is very good at stopping that deck. It's a great counter to it because the white deck likes the long game, and so does the blue deck. But the long game benefits the Dream Puppets much more so because it can mill that thing to death. The only exception being if the white deck has Elixir of Immortality, because they can like then infinitely shuffle their grave back into their library. Mill things don't work, and then you are screwed. So Celestial Light and Dream Puppets tend to be a good match for each other. So I like this game a lot. And this is also going to prove a point that you don't need to mill with the mill deck in order to win the game. And I mean, a lot of people are angry at it because they're like, all you do is sit back and then you play your spells and blah. There's nothing I can do. And really, it's kind of annoying to hear people just complain nonstop about something. But whatever. I'm just gonna show you that the mill deck doesn't have to play just one way. It's more flexible than you would think because, spoiler alert, I do not win by milling the deck. I take the life gain deck out by dealing damage somehow. Although it doesn't look very good for me at this very moment because he just played 2 Divine Favors on a Baneslayer Angel, so it's a 7/7 first strike lifelink flyer, all that in a bag of chips. But that thing's freaking huge. But luckily there are a very good amount of control cards in this blue deck, and 2 of them being mind controls. So that's really cool to have because I grabbed 2 of the best things he plays this game with mind control. It's a very good thing I had those because had I not had an answer to Baneslayer, that would have been the end of the game right there. So I mean, I kind of like playing the mill deck almost like a control deck personally. In this game, I do not have everything unlocked. Since this video was made, I have taken out Sturmgeist because it's really not, I don't know, it's really not that great in my opinion because you're paying 5 and, it's typically only going to be like a 5/5 anyway. The card drawing effect is nice, but you have to get through for damage for that. So it really won't pay off very often. And you have Jace's Phantasms. I mean, it's going to be a 5/5 flyer for 1 mana, and you have 4 of those. Not to mention, you have much better 5-cost cards in the deck anyway. I've already gone over Mind Control, and you also have Body Doubles. I believe you have 2 of those, actually. So, I mean, even Traumatize and Archive Trap or whatever. I mean, you have so much better options than Sturmgeist. But, that's why I've taken it out since then. However, Sturmgeist does play a vital role in getting me the win in this game. However, it's just not useful enough for me to keep in after that. So I guess I'm going to talk about the game or something. I don't know. He played Purity, yeah. So I'm keeping my Sturmgeist really powerful, keeping a lot of cards in hand via Howling Mine. So I'm going to make sure that is above a 6/6, either that or I'm going to make sure I have an answer for it. I didn't play a card this turn. I'm keeping the 8 cards in hand, and I'm going in for damage because I would very much like to draw an extra card just because. And I have bouncing spells and crippling chill now, so I mean, his purity will not get through for damage as long as I wish it not to be so. So, anyway, I'm going to play Aether Adept. I'm actually going to bounce it this turn because the longer I can keep him tapping out with 6 mana every turn, the longer this duel is going to drag on, and the more likely my chances at winning. I didn't plan on winning by life total. I was going to, mill him to get the win. That's usually plan A with the mill deck, obviously, judging by the name. But, it's very possible to win with life total. You're going to see here, the massive army I get out. They're just huge guys. And it's pretty cool. But, plan A, up until about this point here, I was going to, just go with milling. However, I do not draw many mill cards. I think I had my Sword of Body in mind at this point, and, obviously a lot of the other good cards, Tome Scour, and I don't think I had Hedron Crab at this point, but I was pretty close. But, I just did not draw many mill cards. Very odd, especially for this deck, because it has so many. But I have the Phantasms in hand, so those are always cool. And I did draw, a few smaller things, like the Howling Mine, and here I have Font of Mythos, which I have since also taken out. It's just not, I don't know, it's not really as useful as you would think. Although I do find it funny because when you're drawing 4 cards a turn, the game just becomes, exponentially more interesting to play. So there always is the fun factor with Font of Mythos. So, if you're feeling it, go on ahead. And, this is the point where I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I can kill him by life total. Because here I have, I have a Sturmgeist, and that's, it's only a 4/4 now, but it's going to be a full power. It's going to go Super Saiyan next turn when I draw my, 4 cards and stuff. And, I've got my Phantasms, that's 10 damage right there. So, I can win in 2 turns from now if I, get everything going right. So, yeah, it just clicked in my head. I'm like, I don't need to mill anymore. Although the way it was going, he would have milled out if I just, sat there and did nothing. I don't like being that guy, though, that, just, passes the turn and does nothing and whatever. I don't like boring games. I do not like being the cause of boring games either. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to mind control his purity, so I've got that now. I took his Baneslayer, now I've taken that. Everything he holds sacred is now mine to do as I please with. And, I'm drawing more cards, more answers to everything he plays. And I have visions to draw another card. I don't know why I would want to at this point, since it's really not very useful. I've taken that out as well, because, all it really does is gets through your deck a little bit faster, but I would rather have an actual card instead of a card that gets me a card. You know what I mean? So, in the late game, you don't need to be drawing 3 cards anyway from that. You're going to have enough sources of card draw anyway. So, that's just my personal opinion, of course. You don't have to listen to me, but there always is that option to do so. So he's pretty much just trying to keep his head above water at this point, because, I've got this giant army and stuff, and he really can't do much at this point. He's just drawing cards and stuff, hoping to get some answers. He does play Johnny's Mantra. There it is, yep. He plays that, and he also has a creature, I believe. He's got the Lockstone on Warhammer, but even that really isn't enough. And I can just tap that out with Crippling Chill, and that way he will not gain any life. So right before combat, I'm just going to tap that down, because if he swings and gains life, then that means I won't kill him next turn. He does not have any flyers on the board. He does not have mana open for Chastise. And I'm drawing tons of cards. My Stormgeist is now, freaking huge. And I can swing in, I believe I swing in for a total of 26 in the air, which he cannot block. So, that's just, something you don't see every day, the mill deck winning by life total. But it is possible if you play your cards right. And just know that if milling isn't the thing for you, then you can still win with this deck by other means, even against something like the life gain deck. So I hope you enjoyed, and I guess that's it.